Good morning and welcome to another pre-markets review session with the market trader. My name is Ray, the market trader, and let's begin. We will start with our risk disclosure. Okay, just want to remind everyone that the content that's being published and distributed by market trader is to be used as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offered to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Testimonials appearing on the website may not be representative of other clients or customers and is not a guarantee of future performance or success. Use of this information, again, is contained herein is to be used at your own risk, and the company's partners and representatives, agents, employees assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of such information. Future trading does carry a fair amount of risk. It's not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital. Only risk capital money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation or an offer to buy, sell futures, options, or Forex, and past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so now that we've got the risk disclosure out of the way, we'll go ahead and take a look at our news portal and take a look and see what news that we have ahead of us that could potentially impact the markets. Okay, so today, sort of an abbreviated week here, we do have quite a bit of news. Okay, so we have the U.S. unemployment rate, the U.S. non-farm payroll, the U.S. trade balance, the U.S. initial jobless claims, the U.S. average earnings year over year, all high impact news events that are going to be taking place here today at 8:30 a.m. Followed by 9:45, we have the S&P PMI final. We have the S&P Composite PMI final. We have the ISM Services PMI all coming in at 9:45 through 10 a.m. And then if there's not enough news, there's a U.S. factory orders month over month also at 10 a.m. So quite a bit of high impact news events, okay, that are coming into what is probably going to be, for the most part, a very much, well, not, it is going to be an abbreviated session here, okay? So very small session to publish and deliver this news, since we are only dealing with a half day today as a result of the 4th of July holiday, okay? All right. Let's go ahead now and move into our charts. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at move to our charting platform. Okay, just to get a confirmation here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move this over to the daily chart. Okay, we're going to go ahead and modify this to the standard gold market. Okay. So you can see here, okay, that we've been in continue to be in a consolidation range. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and remove this for now. Okay. Oops. Okay, so you can see that we continue to be in some sort of consolidation range. What I will say is this consolidation range continues to slope to the upside. Okay, so giving us the confidence that maybe we continue to make higher highs and higher lows. Although the market does seem to be ranging a bit. Okay, over the last 3 days, we've had relatively strong push to the upside. We have a developing candle today that is slightly bearish, okay? But we have a market that continues to slope higher, okay? So daily is kind of indicating a range to bullish, okay, market, okay? So let's go ahead now and move into the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, we're going to go ahead and turn off our initial balance. The market is not yet open here. Okay, we're giving a session here that's slightly earlier than normal to accommodate other commitments that I have. So looking at this, you can see that there's a fair number of folks that are long this market. Okay, so you see that we made a little bit of a push, an attempt here to get lower, attempt to get below this 3280 level. That has been met with some buyers, and we've been moving to the upside from that moment. I guess on Sunday. Okay, uh, to the upside. Excuse me for that. We've been moving to the upside. All right, we've broken some structure here over to the left, and made a little bit of a pullback. Okay, and continue with our march here to the upside. Now we are seeing a little bit in the way of overlapping candles here. Okay, so in the some range kind of price action since the start of Wednesday. Okay, so some overlapping candles. So a little bit of indecision in the market, a little bit of balance in the market. But nonetheless, the market does appear to be in some sort of bullish move. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead now and move down to the 30-minute chart. We'll take a look and see where the market is in relation to yesterday here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and turn this off here for a moment. We're going to remove some of our drawings. We're going to go ahead and start with our fixed range volume profile here, get a sense for where price is in relation to yesterday's value range. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with this area here, move that to this area here, and you can see that price is actually inside. Okay, so you can see that we're back inside the range, and in all likelihood, in the next 45 minutes, more than likely we are going to open in range of value from yesterday. So indicating that we could potentially expect a range day, right? Meaning that we could remain in this value range. Okay, the fact that we're opening back inside that range could lead us to continued range price action for this abbreviated session today. Okay. All right. Initial balance, again, like I said, is about 45 minutes away. We are below settlement price. We are below our VWAP. We're going to go ahead and add our anchor VWAP for London. Okay. Anchor VWAP for London. You can see that London is to the downside. Okay. We're going to open up just a kind of maybe an anchor VWAP here to the right for London as well. Again, we're going to take the pivot here above and just to get a sense of where our price is in relation to value. Okay, so you can see that price is currently below value from London's time. Okay, current session. Okay. All right. So for all indications right now appear to be, I would say, bearish. Okay. We are coming into an area, maybe some potential demand. We've already kind of reacted away from that area. Okay, only to rally a short bit before we found sellers again to continue to drive price lower. Okay, so headed into the session, I would say that I'm looking maybe at the market in maybe a little bit bearish in a bearish way. Okay, if we are unable to hold this 33.54 level, then I would say that we will explore levels such as maybe the low end of value here at 33.48.5, and then ultimately maybe as low as 33.40, 33.39.7. Okay, so we have a couple of levels here. We have the point of control where we've reacted away from here, this 33.53.5. If we manage to break that, then I would say that we do revisit the lows here of value here at 33.48. Okay, that's the next major level of support. And then if that breaks, then we have a couple of levels here at 33.43.8 and as low of 33.39.6 as some areas of support. Okay, so that's kind of what I have going for the gold market. I headed into this session, I would say that I'm while it is in balance, I do see maybe some bearish price action that could lead to price heading lower. Okay. Let's go ahead now and move on to the crude oil market. We'll take a look at the daily chart here, see what the daily chart is telling us. Okay, so looking at the daily chart, You can see that we managed to close the market here. Yesterday's session rather bullish. Okay, we have opened the day here on the high end of this bullish candle. We kind of wicked into this range, so some indication here that there are still some buyers of this market. Okay, the wick is kind of indicating that there are still some buyers, and price has not been able to really kind of get too far into this candle here without seeing some buyers. So it does appear that maybe we are starting to see some initial, maybe bullish participants beginning to step into this market. Looking at the 4-hour chart, you can see that we are starting to break some structure here to the upside. We had a 4-hour candle that broke some structure to the upside. We had a little bit of a pullback, a candle, and now we're again developing another bullish candle. I would say that this 67.60 level remains an important level. If we are going to remain bullish in this market, we need to get above 67.60. And honestly, if we do get above that, we really have a lot of runway for a move back as high as 73. Okay, there's a lot of repair that needs to be made in this market here. Okay, so if we do manage to create a new high here, that could be the event that would potentially drive price higher. Okay, whether we make it up to 73 today is yet to be determined, but I would expect it would not be out of the realm of possibility if we see maybe another, let's say, from we were here at 65, 65, 67, maybe another 2-point move, okay, to take us back up to about 69, 38, 69.40 would not be out of the realm of possibility today. Okay, moving down to the 30-minute chart. Looking at the 30-minute chart again, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the prior session. We're going to look at the prior session here, see where price is in relation to yesterday's session here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile. Okay, there it is. We're going to go ahead and start with yesterday's session here, right about here. Okay, drag that across to the close, right about there. Okay, and you can see, like the gold market, we are in range. Okay, now there's maybe an outside possibility here that we potentially open above this value range that we have here to the left hand side, but you can see that we are seeing, unlike the gold, a little bit of bullish price action. Okay, a nice swing to the upside, a little bit of a pullback. We got price above VWAP now, and creating a series of bullish candles coming up against this settlement price of 67.40. Okay, so again, if we do manage to get above 67.40, hold above it, then I would expect that this settlement price could be an area of support. Okay, so that would be a logical area reference level to support maybe a continuation trade to the upside. If we are unable to get above value area high, we could remain in range and continue maybe in this kind of range that we're seeing right now, maybe 66.70 up to this 67.50 level. Okay, but we'll have to see. Okay, so let's go ahead now and open up our anchor VWAP. We'll start with London here, anchored VWAP, just to get a sense for where London is in all of this. Okay, so again, London is also bullish on the crude oil. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up our anchored volume profile also for the start of London here. And again, you can see that price is above value, indicating that we could see some additional momentum here to the upside. Okay, in this market. Okay, so crude oil, at least on heading into the session today, does appear to be somewhat bullish. Okay, so we'll need to see if we can find some levels here. A level that I'm kind of looking at the moment here is this level right about here, is 67.18. Does appear to be a level here that could be supportive to additional price action or price movement to the upside. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead now and move and begin to take a look at the equity markets. We'll start off with the Nasdaq. Okay. Okay, NASDAQ. There it is. Okay, so looking at the NASDAQ, we're going to go ahead and start off with the daily chart. Daily chart, okay, is again continues to be in this bullish move. We've seen some overlap in price of late. Okay, but nonetheless, we continue to drive price and create break structure in its path here. Okay. We had a little bit of retracement. We closed the day yesterday bullish with almost a bullish engulfing candle, and we've opened the day above. Okay, all indicating further price action potential to the upside. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Okay, so again, we continue to make some higher highs and higher lows in this market. We had a relatively strong pullback, only to find some buyers here at a level that we talked about yesterday, 22,600, and that found some buyers to continue to drive price higher. Now, if I'm in a long and I'm bullish on the market, well, I'm going to need to see price get above this 22,911. I'm going to go ahead and mark that level as resistance. Okay, that level is going to be an important level for me to see and get above to continue this trend. Otherwise, as we're starting to see here, that we are getting a little bit of a rounding top here. So that could cause us to remain in range, okay, over the next maybe in this particular session and beyond, okay. So it's important, if we are going to maintain this kind of bullish structure here, that we get above this 22,911, okay. Moving down to the 30-minute chart. Looking at the 30-minute chart, you can see that we are above settlement price from yesterday. We're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here and get a sense for where price is in relation to yesterday's this price action here. So we'll drag this across to the close of the session, which is right about there. Okay, and you can see right now we are hovering right around the edge of value, a high end of value. Okay, we're going to go ahead and draw a line here to indicate that. Okay, so this is the high end of value. All right, so assuming that we can remain above, then I would say that we have a opportunity to continue in that direction. Now, if we do manage to close inside of it, then we could see a full rotation potential, okay, of price through the value range all the way down to 28, not 28, but 22,800, okay. If we manage to get below settlement price, there is the possibility that we could see a full rotation of price through value. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up our anchor VWAP. Okay, for London here, and see where London has been able to take this. And looks like London is lower. Okay, so London, looks like we have a little bit of a supply area that's been developed here around 22,871. Okay. And then in addition, let's see, we're going to go ahead and add our anchored VWAP here to this chart also for London and get a sense for where price is in relation to that. Okay, let's open up our anchored VWAP right there. Okay, and we'll locate the start of London, and you can see that we are in some area of balance, okay, in this market during London session. Really have not made any strides in either direction, okay. Other than to see that looks like once we made this move lower, that we have not retested this area of 22,875 does appear to be an area that continues to be resistant. Okay, so 22,875 is going to be an area that I'm going to continue to watch. If we continue to hold that level, then I would expect maybe a continuation move to the downside. If we can get above that level, that potentially could cause us to make another leg higher. Okay, so let's go ahead now and take a look at the ES here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open up the ES market. Okay, let's see if I can get the symbol correct here for the continuous contract. We'll open up the daily chart here. Okay, daily chart similar to the ES. I thought maybe even a bit stronger. We are seeing, I guess, a continuous set of candles here to the upside We closed yesterday's session with a bullish candle, and we have now opened the day with yet another bullish candle. Obviously, we are still a ways away from this day ending, but we are nonetheless bullish to start the day. Moving down to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, again, we continue to make our series of higher highs and higher lows. Okay, we have a market that is sloping to the upside. Okay, so that is an indication that we are continuing to head higher in this market. We have a developing bullish engulfing candle as the most recent candle, indicating that there is still a fair amount of interest to the upside in this market. Moving down to the 30-minute chart, again, we're going to do a little bit of our volume analysis here. We're going to go ahead and locate our fixed range volume profile for yesterday's session here. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with yesterday, end of yesterday, and you can see that price is actually a little bit stronger. Okay, I would say we are above value. Okay. We are above value, so indicating that there is a continued interest to pay a premium for additional price action to the upside. Price is currently above VWAP, currently above settlement price. And if I end up here with my anchored VWAP here, it's also above London. Okay, so let's go ahead and close with our anchored VWAP, anchor volume profile here, something that I've kind of introduced in my review here. So we're beginning to challenge the edge of value, or not the edge of value, but the edge of the high end of value in this anchored VWAP that I have here to the right. Okay, so this area right here is going to has the potential of becoming a resistance zone. If we manage to break above that, okay, which we are showing signs of, then I would say that this area could serve as a springboard for continued price action to the upside. So this, let's see, this area here at 62.81.25, if we manage to get above that with some volume, this 62.81.25 could serve as a springboard for continued price action to the upside. So I would say that headed into the session here, I remain bullish, I would say, in this market. I'm seeing a lot of signs here of bullish price action, price above value from yesterday, price above settlement, price above our VWAP, and now we're kind of getting price above London as well. So all indications of higher prices in this market. All right. Let's go ahead now and look at the last market of the session here, and that is the Dow. We'll take a look at the daily chart. Here, looking at the daily chart, you can see, similar to the other equity markets, you see that we continue to be bullish. This market, we had a little bit of an indecision candle here. Now that candle has been met with a little bit more decisive bullish candle. So market continues to be bullish. Okay, moving down to the 4-hour chart. For our chart, a little bit more in range of late here. Okay, you can see that we since the open of Tuesday, we've been in some sort of range in this market. Okay, we got one. I think we've made this count before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we had higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we really didn't have the same impulse move. Okay. So a little bit of a muted move here to the upside, maybe a little bit of loss of momentum here in the Dow. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart, let's take a look at the 30-minute chart here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at where price is at the moment. Okay, so you can see that price is above our settlement and our daily VWAP. We're going to go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile from yesterday here. Okay, we'll start here, drag that across to here, and you can see that price is above value. Actually, we are, I guess, similar to what we were seeing in the ES. The Dow has kind of also seems to be as strong, or maybe even stronger. Okay, than the Nasdaq or even the ES. Okay. So we are seeing some bullish price action to the upside. I'm going to go ahead and draw in my anchor VWAP for London here. So there's my anchor VWAP. You can see that price is above that. and I'll close with kind of a relatively new item here, and that is my anchored profile for London. Okay, and you can see that price has made it above value from London. Okay, so indicating that we are seeing some additional price action that leads us to maybe some further bullish price action to the upside as we come into the session here. All right, so let's make, just to summarize, let's make one final pass through all the markets here. Looking at the gold market does appear to be somewhat bearish. Crude oil market continues to be, I guess, this most recent candle is kind of maybe changing my opinion here a little bit, but looks like we are in some sort of range. So range consolidating kind of environment. Given this candle here, maybe I changed my attention to maybe a slightly bearish, but we are above both our anchored and our daily VWAP. So as long as price remains above that, I would say bullish. And then NASDAQ, and we'll let NASDAQ represent the U.S. markets here. And you can see that price is above some of these values here. I would say that maybe the ES and the Dow probably slightly more bullish. But I would say headed into this session, we're coming into a session that appears to be bullish as well. Okay. So that's kind of what I have for you guys today. Slightly earlier session to support some other commitments that I have today. But as we close this session and as we close all sessions, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. Have an excellent day trading, and we'll talk again soon.